everyone, what's up and welcome back to this week's reading vlog. I don't know what I just tried there. This is the classic reading vlog. I was going to dress up for it, but then I suddenly realized it's very hot and yeah, you already know how I look, so it doesn't come as a surprise. So for this vlog, my bad, I just shook my camera. I'm reading The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux. I'm hoping that I can make a big dent into it because we have load shedding for about 4.5 hours now. I can't make food or anything, so I'm going to read and enjoy that. I was going to read Supernatural, but then I thought, nah, we're not going to do that. So we are going to enjoy some Phantom of the Opera, some classics, and then we'll see how we go from there. If you're excited for this vlog, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment down below if you've read this book, what you thought of it. I mean, you can give spoilers because by the end of this, I'm going to be done. But also, don't be vague because I believe there are some people that haven't read this yet. So let's just delve right into this beauty. Hey everyone, what's up? Happy Sunday. I am actually just coming on here to The Phantom of the Opera. I completely forgot what I was reading right now. So I think just over halfway. There are just some elements in this book where I'm thinking nothing is making sense. First of all, the Phantom. I thought he was just like a guy living under the opera, being creepy and all that. I don't know if he has magic or something, but it kind of feels like he is like a wizard type of person or the other. I have never watched the movie, so I am actually planning on getting my hands on the movie and just, clarifying some things for myself. But other than that, it's a really interesting paced book. I don't think I have ever flown through a classic on my own this fast. I did in university because you kind of had to. It's like a classic. But anyway, right now I'm really still enjoying it, even though the things are so bizarre. For example, I think his name is Raoul. He's a very weird character. Like, first he accuses Christine of leading him on, and then the next moment he wants to marry her, and then he flip-flops back to he doesn't like her or he loves her but she's leading him on, and I'm just like, sir, can you pick a side, please? Let's all just, I don't know, just help us. And then there's Christine as well, who gave me the impression that she actually likes the Phantom of the Opera, who's called Eric, and she's actually in love with him, but she's leading Rahul on, question mark, because I don't know. And it's all just so bizarre. And there was also a part where we were following two of the new management people who took over the opera, and they don't believe in the ghost, and all of a sudden their point of view is just gone. Like, whether they believed in the ghost or not, it's just gone now. So I don't know what's happening to those two. Maybe they'll come back, but yeah, other than that, it's just a very crazy wild ride of a book that I am somehow enjoying. I don't like the romantic aspect behind it because I feel like there's no romantic aspect between Rahul and Christine or between Christine and Eric. Although I feel Christine and Eric's love is more pure, even though she gives the idea that she doesn't actually love him. I thought I would actually not hear that anymore. Turns out I will. Okay, but anyway, so yeah, that is the only update I have for you. I'm hoping to finish this tomorrow, and then I'll give you like my solid thoughts on this. So far, it's reading maybe 4 stars. I don't know, because I kind of read the beginning of how it ends, so I'm upset with myself because that was kind of like a spoiler. Fair warning, if you buy these books, don't read, like life about the author and everything else of the book because it spoils it for you. I'm quite upset about that. But other than that, I'm enjoying the reading experience. It's quite different from all the other books that I've been reading, but I'm also dying to delve back into fantasy, so we'll see how that goes. Hey everyone, happy, what's today? Tuesday. Okay, so I have not made a lot of progress in the Phantom of the Opera. I'm currently on 58%, almost 6. Oh, I think I just surpassed the 60% mark. And when I mentioned something about the two managers taking over and then they just disappeared, they came back. I don't know. So far, I don't know how to explain this book to you in a manner that makes sense. It's crazy. It's wild. It is a classic, so therefore it is crazy and wild. And yeah, so what I'm going to do now is, because we have load shedding, I am going to hang up my curtains, which I washed, and put on the correct ones that were here, because the ones that were here weren't the correct ones. So yeah, and then drink lots of water because we currently have a heat wave and I'm dying. And then I'll probably dive into a few more chapters of The Phantom of the Opera. But so far, I hope to finish it today or tomorrow. I don't know yet. But I was also planning on recording some sit-down videos, if you want to call it. But our neighbor's dog is barking a lot. He's quiet now. Well, she's quiet now. But the moment you do something outside, the dog just goes, whoa, the whole time. It's like this one-tone bark or that one-tone voice that a person has. Yeah, that's how the dog sounds now. So it's a bit driving me up the wall, but I don't want to speak too loudly because just now they're sitting there and then that's going to be awkward because my voice travels because I talk a lot and I talk loudly. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Okay. So I think I read one more chapter of The Phantom of the Opera and I'm ready for this book to be over. I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting reading the synopsis again, or the blurb in the back, and it kind of read like this is a love story and there's pining and whatnot and all that, and I know this is a classic and I know, you know, certain elements have to be included and whatnot, so it's not entirely a love story like we know love stories today. I just feel that there's no love between any of these characters except for Rahul, who's a pain in the behind. I almost just dropped my lip eyes, but anyway, why are you hot? I'm gonna put you there. And this feels horrible. I don't know why. Wow. Okay. He's just pining behind Christine and it's super annoying. You don't get much of the opera ghost as he is known, or Eric. He's just there. He kidnaps Christine and then he's not there anymore and then he's there, and I don't know. The storytelling is very broken. And then Gaston Leroux also comes and he's like, oh yeah, by the way, he interjects the book with, I don't know if this was a real story or what, it kind of comes off that way, and he received memoirs from a constable who received them from somebody else, but it's kind of like Robinson Crusoe, where he wants to make this airy-fairy thing a real thing, and even though it didn't happen. So again, I don't know if it's real or not, but we have that. Anyway, so he interjects the story, sometimes to prove his point, by adding the memoir sections in there, and I'm just like, why? I get why, but why? You know, it's a waste. You can just continue explaining whatever you want to do. I don't know, it's something. So I am trying to push through today to get this book done today, but I have a lot to do. Hey guys, okay, so it's a few days later and I'm coming to wrap up The Phantom of the Opera. I was struggling with a star rating for this book, mainly because I feel like it lacked in character development, like there wasn't really any. It was basically just Christine, Eric and Rahul just in a vicious love triangle, in a horrible love triangle. The only thing that kept me going was the description of the setting and how, I wouldn't say how I thought this book was going to end, although I really didn't think it was going to end the way it did. Because I don't know if you guys know, but the Collins Classics, it has a thing in here about the life and times of the author. And then they have this small thing here that says The Phantom of the Opera, and it explains the whole plot of The Phantom of the Opera, which was kind of in the same league as The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And the only difference, I think, is in this one, Eric lets the woman go and the woman doesn't fall in love with him no matter how hard he tries. The characters fell quite flat for me in this one. It was a lot of pining from Eric and Raoul's side, and I was just like, I'm getting bored of your childish ways of coming to Christine, because all they wanted was Christine's validation and her love. And, you know, it just felt like there was no development in that. Suddenly Christine loves Raoul, but there's no, I don't know, even though they knew each other for a long time, it was just like it just popped up like, oh, we need a plot, so he likes her as well. So I'm currently looking for The Phantom of the Opera. It's just some of the places you want to buy it is expensive, so I don't know, we'll see how that goes. But I did like the gothic setting of everything in here. It was all very dark, very gloomy, very mysterious, and the thing that kept me going and the thing that kept me continuing to read was basically the setting of where it all happened. And I kind of figured eventually along the line that Eric was a magician because of the past and because of how he was raised. He's not, I would say, magical or anything. He's not a wizard or anything. He just knows how to work with illusions. And essentially, the Phantom of the Opera is the first illusionist that you could find, according to this one. He did a lot of stuff when he was younger where he worked with illusions, and that's how it ended up in this book, and how it ended up as Eric being this person who can play with a person's mind. So yeah, there were some characters in here that I thought most of them were there for humor, can I say, like the two managers, the one mother who is kind of in contact with Eric but she's not really. He just uses her because he wants to. She's like a devoted servant to him, even though that's not how it comes forth. But yeah, it was overall a very good read. I really enjoyed it. It was just the love triangle aspect of it. It wasn't there for me. Gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. And this was my first classic for the year. And I'm looking forward to see which ones I'm going to pick next. I'm going to do a number generator for the next one to see which one, because I still have a few. I have a lot of Jane Austen, Emily Bronte, Charles Dickens. I have a lot of his. I think that's the majority of it. I would like to collect the classics. Oh, I have Dracula as well. Maybe that will be the next one that I read. There are some classics that I don't want to delve into, namely Gulliver's Travel, because that was a heck of a boring book. It plays a lot on satire, so I'm not going to delve into that. And what was the other one? Frankenstein I read last year. Oliver Twist I might look at again. We read that for university. But I really liked Charles Dickens' writing, as well as Rudyard Kipling's Kim. That was also a very interesting book. I like the ending of that book. I also want to look into his Jungle Book, even though I know the story. There's just some of these books that I would really like to read, even though, you know, you grew up with them. You grew up with the Disney movie versions of them. Yeah, that is going to be it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I really hope you guys enjoyed the first installment of cruising through classics, and I'm looking forward to delving deeper into the classics in the future. But other than that, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in a vlog next week. Bye.